Mine. WA put 96 homes on my land, I let them finish construction, then pulled the deed out in court. I bought that land quietly. No press, no announcement, just a clean purchase, 32 acres on the edge of a fast-growing suburb. The paperwork was airtight, title insurance, boundary survey, county stamps, recorded deed. My lawyer even joked, if anyone ever challenges this, they'll embarrass themselves. At the time, I didn't know how prophetic that would be. For 2 years, the land sat empty. Tall grass, a few old trees, nothing glamorous. I paid my taxes, posted, private property, signs, and visited once every few months. Then one spring morning, I drove out there, and nearly drove into a bulldozer. Survey stakes, heavy machinery, a temporary trailer with a massive sign, future site of Meadow Ridge, 96 luxury homes. I thought it was a mistake. I parked, walked up to the trailer, and asked for the site manager. He looked at me like I was the one trespassing. Sir, this is an HOA development. You shouldn't be here. I told him calmly, this is my land. He laughed, actually laughed, then pulled out a laminated map with WA logos, lot numbers, and roads already named. According to their documents, Meadow Ridge had been approved 3 years earlier. I went home and called my lawyer. 2 days later, he called back with a tone I didn't like. They don't own it, he said, but they think they do. Turns out, the WA president, let's call her Linda, had assumed the land was part of an old, unresolved parcel. No deed, no purchase, no easement, just confidence. She filed paperwork based on a proposed acquisition that never happened. In short, they built on land they didn't own. My lawyer asked the obvious question. Do you want us to shut this down immediately? I drove back out and watched the construction crews work. Concrete foundations poured, framing went up, streets paved, millions of dollars being spent on my property. And that's when I made my decision. No, I said, let them finish. My lawyer paused. You're sure? Absolutely. Over the next 18 months, Meadow Ridge was completed. 96 homes. Families moved in. Kids rode bikes on streets I technically owned. The WA collected fees. Linda gave speeches about community values and strong leadership. I said nothing. I just kept paying my property taxes and kept my deed exactly where it belonged, locked in a fireproof safe. Then the WA sent me a letter. A cease and desist. It accused me of trespassing on their community and demanded I stop harassing residents by claiming ownership. That's when I filed suit. The courtroom was packed. Homeowners, WA board members. Linda herself sat in the front row, confident, arms crossed. Their attorney went first, presenting glossy maps, WA charters, and development plans. Then he turned to the judge and said, Your Honor, this land has clearly been under WA control for years. My attorney stood up. Permission to approach. He placed one document on the bench. The deed, recorded, stamped, dated before construction ever began. Silence. Linda's face changed color. The judge adjusted his glasses and read slowly. Then looked up. Ms. Linda, can you explain why your association built 96 homes on land you do not own? Her lawyer stammered about administrative misunderstandings and good faith assumptions. The judge wasn't impressed. Good faith does not replace ownership, he said flatly. One by one, the dominoes fell. The WA had no legal claim. No easement, no purchase agreement, no lease, nothing. The ruling was brutal and precise. The land, and everything built on it, belonged to me. Gasps filled the room. A homeowner stood up and shouted, Then what happens to us? The judge answered without emotion. That is, between you and your WA. After court, Linda tried to corner me in the hallway. You ruined lives, she hissed. I looked at her calmly. No, you did. I just waited. Legally, I had options. I could evict. I could charge market rent. I could force the WA to buy the land, at current value, not what they assumed years ago. They chose the buyout. The price, triple what I paid. Why so high? Because now it included fully developed infrastructure, residential zoning approval, 96 completed homes. Linda resigned 2 weeks later. The WA board dissolved. Homeowners sued the association, not me. In Meadow Ridge, it still exists, on land they finally paid for. People ask why I didn't stop construction early. The answer is simple. If I had, they would have called it a mistake. By letting them finish, it became a lesson. One written in concrete, contracts, and a courtroom deed no one could argue with.